The massive Imperial scout ship emerged from hyperspace at the edge of the Sol system. Its silver hull gleamed against the backdrop of endless stars as sophisticated sensors swept across the planets. Captain Davis of the Earth Defense Force watched the unknown vessel through the most powerful telescope humanity had ever built. "They're here," he whispered, his fingers tightening around his coffee mug. Decades of preparation were about to be tested. The alien ship was unlike anything humanity had officially encountered. Its hull stretched nearly 2 miles long, covered in strange markings that pulsed with blue light. As it moved past Mars, the ship's engines left a trail of purple energy that defied Earth's understanding of physics. In the United Earth Defense Headquarters beneath Mount Everest, military leaders from every nation gathered around a circular table. Admiral Thompson, a stern woman with gray hair and battle-worn eyes, stood at the head of the table. "The bogey has passed Mars orbit," she announced. "Our hidden satellites confirm it's scanning every planet in detail. They're looking for signs of civilization." The room remained silent. This moment had been anticipated since the discovery of the first alien wreckage in 1947. Humanity had spent generations preparing in secret, building defenses and developing technology that no one outside the highest levels of government knew existed. The alien vessel took 3 days to reach Earth's orbit. It made no attempt to hide its presence, broadcasting signals openly on multiple frequencies. Earth's hidden defense grid tracked its every move, but the humans maintained radio silence, playing the role of a less advanced civilization. On the 4th day, a smaller ship emerged from the massive scout vessel. It descended through the atmosphere, heading straight for the United Nations headquarters in New York. The world watched through their screens as the sleek craft landed in the middle of Times Square. The first alien to step out stood 7 feet tall, its body covered in what looked like flowing liquid metal. "People of Earth," it spoke in perfect English, its voice echoing through every radio and television on the planet. "We are the Galactic Empire, rulers of 10,000 worlds." The alien introduced himself as High Commander White, though everyone knew this was just a translation of his actual name. He spoke of peace, prosperity, and the benefits of joining the Empire's vast federation of planets. Behind the scenes, Earth's leaders watched with growing concern. Their hidden quantum computers decoded the aliens' subtle body language and vocal patterns, comparing them to centuries of accumulated data from previous encounters that the public never knew about. "They're lying," Dr. Roberts said, his eyes fixed on the analysis screens. "Every marker indicates deception. This matches our worst-case scenarios." In orbit, more Imperial ships began arriving. They positioned themselves in what they thought were strategic locations, unaware that Earth's true defensive capabilities were hidden beneath layers of technological camouflage. The Empire's representative continued his grand speech about unity and progress, but Earth's leaders had already seen this pattern before. The recovered records from crashed ships had warned them about the Empire's methods. Their pleasant words always preceded domination. Captain Davis watched from his hidden command post as the alien ships grew in number. 30 years of training had prepared him for this moment. Under his feet, beneath the streets of every major city on Earth, advanced weapon systems waited silently. In bunkers across the planet, pilots sat ready in fighters that would make the Empire's technology look primitive. "They think we're defenseless," he said to his executive officer. "Just another primitive world to add to their collection." The Empire's ships continued their show of force, unaware that they were being scanned by technology far more advanced than they could imagine. Earth's quantum AI systems were already analyzing their weaknesses, developing counter-strategies, and updating defense protocols. As High Commander White finished his speech about the glorious future awaiting Earth under Imperial protection, Admiral Thompson sent a single encrypted message to all Earth's hidden military installations. "Protocol Omega is now in effect. Maintain appearances. Let them think they have the upper hand." The first phase of humanity's long-prepared plan was in motion. The Empire thought they were dealing with a young, naive civilization. They had no idea that Earth had been preparing for this moment for generations, building defenses and technologies in secret that would shock the galaxy. The real question wasn't whether Earth would join the Empire. It was whether the Empire would survive its mistake of threatening Earth. High Commander White stood before the United Nations Security Council, his metallic armor reflecting the chamber's lights. A month had passed since first contact, and the Empire's true nature was beginning to show through its polite facade. "Your time for consideration is over," White announced, his translated voice carrying a hint of impatience. "The Empire requires your answer. Will Earth accept its rightful place as our newest protectorate?" The Security Council members exchanged glances. Behind their concerned expressions lay carefully hidden knowledge. For the past month, Earth's quantum computers had been decoding the Empire's encrypted transmissions, revealing the dark truth behind their offers of protection. General Miller, representing Earth's military forces, stood up. He was an older man with a weathered face who had spent decades preparing for this moment. "We need clarification on certain points," he said, playing for time. "What exactly does protectorate status entail?" White's metallic face shifted into what passed for a smile in his species. "Simply put, Earth will benefit from our guidance. We will establish bases here to protect you. Your industries will be redirected to support the Empire's needs. Your people will serve the greater good." In the hidden command center beneath Mount Everest, Admiral Thompson watched the exchange through secure feeds. On her screens, decoded Imperial messages revealed the truth. Earth would become nothing more than a slave world, its resources and people exploited to fuel the Empire's endless expansion. "Send the packet," she ordered. Across the globe, hidden transmitters activated. Every television, phone, and computer screen began displaying classified Imperial documents, proof of their true intentions. The public watched in horror as images showed the fate of other worlds that had accepted the Empire's protection. High Commander White's face changed as he realized what was happening. "This is an outrage," he bellowed. "Those are classified Imperial documents." "Are they false?" General Miller asked calmly. The alien commander's composure cracked. "You primitive species dare to spy on the Empire. Your choice is simple: submit or be destroyed. You have 30 Earth days to surrender, or we will demonstrate the true power of the Imperial fleet." As White stormed out of the chamber, Earth's leaders maintained their facade of shock and fear. In reality, everything was proceeding according to plans laid down generations ago. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, the largest of Earth's hidden shipyards hummed with activity. Captain Davis walked through rows of fighters and warships that no one outside the Defense Force knew existed. Each vessel contained technology reverse engineered from decades of studying crashed alien ships. "Status report," he called to his chief engineer. "All systems ready, sir. The Empire's threatened demonstration will get quite a surprise." In orbit, the Imperial fleet grew daily. Their ships took position in a blockade formation, confident in their superior technology. They never noticed the quantum distortions that hid Earth's true defensive capabilities. Back in the UN chamber, the Security Council convened an emergency session. To the public, it appeared to be a panic-driven response to the Empire's threats. In reality, they were implementing the next phase of humanity's long-prepared defense plan. "The Empire believes they're dealing with a primitive species backed into a corner," General Miller addressed the council. "Let them think that. Our ancestors didn't spend 2 centuries preparing for this moment for us to show our hand too early." In cities across the world, people watched their leaders debate surrender versus resistance. They didn't know that below their feet, vast underground complexes were being activated, weapon systems beyond their imagination powered up, and soldiers trained in secret for generations moved into position. The Empire's ultimatum had done exactly what Earth's strategists had predicted. It had given them the moral high ground and united humanity against a common threat. As the 30-day deadline approached, Admiral Thompson gathered her command staff in the mountain bunker. "The Empire thinks they're about to teach us a lesson," she said, looking at the tactical displays showing the Imperial fleet. Instead, they're about to learn why you don't threaten Earth. Above them, the Imperial ships waited confidently, unaware that they had walked into humanity's carefully laid trap. The real war was about to begin, and only one side was truly prepared for what was coming. Deep in the heart of Earth's most secure facility, buried beneath miles of rock, Admiral Thompson stood before the Global Defense Council. Holographic displays filled the air around them, showing real-time data from every hidden military installation on and off Earth. "The Empire gave us 30 days to surrender," she said, her voice echoing in the vast chamber. "They've given us exactly what we need. Time to activate everything." On the main screen, a map of Earth glowed with thousands of points of light. Each one represented a defense installation that had remained hidden from the public since the first alien ship crashed in 1947. Humanity had spent generations building these defenses in secret, always knowing this day would come. Captain Davis walked through an underground hangar in Antarctica, where rows of advanced fighters stood ready. These weren't the primitive jets the world knew about. These were ships built with technology that would make the Empire's engineers gasp in disbelief. "Check all quantum shields," he ordered his crew. "The Empire thinks their sensors can see everything. Let's keep them thinking that." Above ground, life continued as normal. People went to work, children attended school, and governments appeared to debate their response to the Empire's ultimatum. It was all part of the deception. In orbit, the Imperial fleet had grown to over 1,000 ships. They watched Earth's obvious military movements, the missiles, the primitive space stations, the outdated satellites, but their advanced sensors couldn't penetrate the quantum camouflage hiding humanity's true strength. "Status report on the AI defense grid," Admiral Thompson demanded. A young technician, monitoring banks of quantum computers, responded, "AEGIS is fully operational, ma'am. The AI has analyzed every piece of Imperial technology we've observed. It's already developed countermeasures we never even considered. AEGIS was humanity's greatest secret, an artificial intelligence developed using principles learned from recovered alien technology. Unlike the Empire's rigid hierarchical systems, AEGIS could adapt and evolve in real time. Below the streets of every major city, automated factories worked at full capacity. They produced weapons and defenses that combined human innovation with recovered alien technology. The Empire thought Earth had only primitive nuclear weapons. They would soon learn how wrong they were. "Underground cities status," General Miller asked, studying the global readiness reports. "All green, sir. We can move 80% of Earth's population to safety within 6 hours. The Empire won't find any soft targets to threaten." These underground cities were humanity's insurance policy. Built over decades using advanced boring technology, they could sustain Earth's population indefinitely. More importantly, they were completely undetectable to Imperial sensors. In a hidden base beneath the Atlantic Ocean, engineers made final adjustments to Earth's secret fleet. These ships didn't use the Empire's standard faster-than-light technology. Instead, they employed principles discovered in the ruins of an ancient alien vessel found on Mars. Principles the Empire had never mastered. "How many ships can we field?" Admiral Thompson asked her fleet commander. 5,000 combat-ready vessels, ma'am. Small by Imperial standards, but each one is worth 20 of theirs. Plus, they have no idea what they're actually facing." The Admiral nodded, studying the tactical displays. "And the orbital defense grid. Fully operational. 10,000 satellites, all hidden by quantum camouflage. The Empire thinks they're looking at communication satellites and space junk. They won't know different until it's too late." As the deadline approached, Earth's leaders maintained their act of desperate diplomacy. They made shows of moving their obvious military forces, letting the Empire think they were seeing everything. Meanwhile, beneath the surface, humanity's real power waited. In his command center, Captain Davis watched recordings of Imperial ships, studying their movements. "They're so confident," he mused. "They think they've seen everything we can do." A junior officer looked up from his station. "Sir, do you think they suspect anything?" Davis shook his head. "Their arrogance blinds them. They've conquered so many worlds, they can't imagine one that's actually prepared for them." The Empire had given Earth 30 days, thinking it was time for the planet to accept its fate. Instead, they had given humanity the perfect opportunity to complete preparations for a defense 2 centuries in the making. As the deadline drew near, Admiral Thompson sent one final encrypted message to all Earth's hidden forces. "Remember your training. Remember what we're fighting for. And remember, they have no idea what's coming." The Imperial fleet darkened Earth's skies on the morning the ultimatum expired. High Commander White's voice boomed across every communication channel on the planet. "Your time has ended," he declared. "The Empire will now demonstrate the price of defiance." In the hidden command center, Admiral Thompson allowed herself a small smile. "Right on schedule," she said quietly. "Let them make the first move." The Imperial ships moved into attack formation. Their massive weapons powered up, energy readings spiking on Earth's quantum sensors. To the Empire's scanners, Earth appeared virtually defenseless. Just a handful of primitive satellites and outdated missile systems. "First wave launching," General Miller reported, watching the tactical displays. "They're targeting our major cities with their standard opening attack." Thousands of Imperial fighters poured from their carrier ships, filling the sky with streams of purple plasma fire. They expected their shots to tear through Earth's atmosphere and devastate the surface. Instead, their weapons splashed harmlessly against an invisible barrier. In his flagship, High Commander White stared in disbelief at his tactical screens. Impossible. Their technology level showed no signs of planetary shields. The Imperial fighters pressed their attack, unleashing their full arsenal. Nothing penetrated the quantum shield grid that AEGIS controlled. Each impact only made the AI defense system stronger as it analyzed and adapted to Imperial weapons. "Should we reveal our orbital defenses?" Captain Davis asked over the secure channel. "Not yet," Admiral Thompson replied. "Let them exhaust their first wave. Let them think the shields are all we have." The Empire launched their second wave. Capital ships moving into position to fire their main guns. These were weapons that had shattered the defenses of 1,000 worlds. The massive energy beams struck Earth's shields, creating spectacular light shows visible from the surface. But something was wrong. The Imperial sensors showed their weapons hitting with full force, but Earth's cities remained untouched. The quantum shields didn't just block their attacks, they absorbed the energy, growing stronger with each hit. Impossible. White raged, slamming his metallic fist into his command console. "No primitive world has this technology. Launch all reserves." The entire Imperial fleet opened fire. The sky turned into a sea of destructive energy as they unleashed everything they had. People watched from their windows as the shield grid transformed the attacks into harmless light displays. In the command center, AEGIS reported through its interface. Imperial weapon systems analyzed. Shields adapting. Countermeasures ready. Admiral Thompson nodded to her staff. "They've shown us everything they have. Time for Phase 2. Across Earth's surface, hidden defense installations activated. What the Empire had thought were simple communication satellites suddenly revealed their true nature. 10,000 quantum-powered weapon platforms decloaked simultaneously. "By the Eternal Empire," White whispered as his tactical officer reported the sudden appearance of thousands of unknown weapons. Before the Imperial fleet could react, Earth's orbital defense grid opened fire. Beams of concentrated quantum energy sliced through Imperial shields as if they weren't there. Dozens of Empire ships exploded in the first volley. Impossible. White kept repeating as his mighty fleet began taking heavy losses. Their technology level, we monitored them for months. Earth's defensive fire was precise and devastating. AEGIS calculated each shot for maximum effect, adapting its attack patterns faster than the Imperial ships could respond. The Empire's rigid battle doctrine fell apart against weapons they'd never encountered. In the underwater command center, Captain Davis watched the battle unfold. "They still think they're fighting a primitive species," he noted. "They haven't even begun to adapt their tactics." "That's their weakness," Admiral Thompson replied. "They've been the strongest for so long, they've forgotten how to face a real challenge." The Empire's first attack wave ended in disaster. A third of their fleet was destroyed or disabled, and they hadn't managed to cause a single casualty on Earth. As the surviving Imperial ships regrouped, High Commander White faced a terrible realization. They had severely underestimated their opponent. But Earth wasn't finished. This was just the beginning of humanity's response to the Empire's threats. As White ordered his ships to pull back and regroup, Admiral Thompson gave the order that would change the galaxy forever. "Launch our fleet." As the Imperial fleet retreated to regroup, the oceans of Earth began to churn. Massive doors opened in the seafloor, hidden for generations beneath quantum camouflage. From these underwater bases, humanity's secret fleet rose to the surface. High Commander White stared at his sensor displays in shock. "More impossible readings," he muttered. "Where are these ships coming from?" Earth's vessels looked nothing like Imperial designs. Where Empire ships were bulky and imposing, Earth's ships were sleek and angular, their dark hulls absorbing light rather than reflecting it. 5,000 warships emerged from their hidden bases, taking formation in perfect silence. Captain Davis stood on the bridge of the EDF Defiant, humanity's most advanced warship. "All ships report ready, Admiral," he communicated to the command center. "The Empire still hasn't detected our drive signatures." "Proceed with attack pattern Alpha," Admiral Thompson ordered. "Let's show them how humans fight." The Earth fleet accelerated toward the Imperial forces, but not using standard engines. Instead, they moved using quantum displacement drives, technology recovered from that ancient ship found on Mars. To the Empire sensors, the Earth vessels seemed to flicker in and out of existence. "They're using some kind of teleportation technology," an Imperial officer shouted. "Our targeting systems can't lock on." Earth's ships struck like lightning. They appeared inside the Imperial formation, fired their quantum weapons, and vanished before the Empire could respond. Dozens of Imperial vessels exploded as their shields proved useless against Earth's advanced technology. "Impossible." White rage. "No civilization has mastered quantum combat. The physics don't allow it." But human scientists had solved those physics problems decades ago. While the Empire relied on brute force and overwhelming numbers, Earth's fleet used precision and mobility. AGAs coordinated every ship's movement, creating a dance of destruction that the rigid Imperial battle doctrine couldn't counter. Captain Davis watched his tactical display as another Imperial cruiser exploded. "They're still fighting like they're the strongest force in space," he observed. "They haven't figured out they need to adapt." In the hidden command center, Admiral Thompson nodded. "That's what happens when you've been unopposed for too long. You forget how to face a real challenge." The Empire's mighty fleet found itself in chaos. Their ships fired at empty space as Earth's vessels phased in and out of normal spacetime. Their commanders shouted contradictory orders as their carefully planned formations fell apart. "Status report," White demanded from his flagship. "Half the fleet is disabled or destroyed." His tactical officer responded. "Their weapons bypass our shields completely. Our return fire hits nothing but vacuum. We've never seen anything like this." Earth's fleet continued its devastating attack. Each ship operated independently, but coordinated perfectly through AEGIs. The AI defense system predicted Imperial responses before they happened, allowing Earth's ships to strike where the enemy was most vulnerable. "They're beginning to retreat," Captain Davis reported. "Their formation is breaking up." Admiral Thompson studied the tactical display. "Don't pursue too far. Let some escape. The galaxy needs to know what happened here." The Imperial fleet, pride of the galaxy's greatest power, fell into disarray. Ships began jumping to hyperspace in panic, abandoning their positions and their damaged companions. The mighty empire, which had conquered 10,000 worlds, was running from Earth. High Commander White's flagship turned to flee with the others, but found itself surrounded by Earth vessels that seemed to appear from nowhere. "Surrender or be destroyed," Captain Davis transmitted on all frequencies. "The choice that you denied so many others, we now offer it to you." In the command center, Admiral Thompson watched as White's ship powered down its weapons. The first major space battle in Earth's history was ending in victory. "Send word to all commands," she ordered. "Phase 1 is complete. Begin Phase 2. The liberation of Imperial space begins now." As the remaining Imperial ships flowed into hyperspace, carrying news of their defeat, humanity prepared for the next stage of their plan. Earth had just announced its presence to the galaxy in a way that would never be forgotten. The Empire had started this war. Earth was going to finish it. High Commander White sat in the interrogation chamber beneath Mount Everest, his metallic form slumped in defeat. Before him, Admiral Thompson laid out a series of holographic displays showing technology that the Empire had thought impossible. "Now," she said, "let us show you what you were really fighting against." The walls of the chamber transformed into a vast display, showing Earth's true technological history. White watched in stunned silence as humanity revealed the truth they had hidden for generations. "Roswell wasn't just one crash," General Miller explained. "Over the past 2 centuries, we recovered 17 different alien vessels. Not all were Imperial. Some belonged to civilizations far older than your empire." The displays showed vast underground facilities where humans had methodically studied and reverse-engineered advanced technology. But they hadn't just copied what they found. They had improved upon it. "Your empire's greatest weakness," Admiral Thompson continued, "is that you stopped innovating. You found a level of technology that let you dominate others, and you stopped there. Humans never stopped pushing forward." Captain Davis entered the chamber, carrying a small device that made White's sensors buzz with unknown energy. "This quantum core," Davis explained, "was developed from technology we found in a ship that crashed in 1947. But we didn't just repair it, we redesigned it, made it better." In orbit, Earth's fleet was now visible for all to see. The quantum camouflage had been dropped, revealing the true extent of human military power. Ships that combined alien technology with human innovation patrolled the skies. "Your empire's scientists said quantum displacement was impossible," Thompson noted. "Our scientists asked why, and found the answer. That's what humans do. We question, we explore, we improve." White watched recordings of the battle, seeing for the first time how completely his fleet had been outmaneuvered. "But we monitored your world for years. We saw no signs of this technology." "Because we didn't want you to," Miller replied. "Every primitive satellite you saw was a decoy. Every radio transmission was carefully crafted. We knew the Empire would come eventually, so we prepared. For generations, we prepared." The displays showed vast underground cities, advanced manufacturing facilities, and research centers that had remained hidden from Imperial scans. Humanity had built an entire advanced civilization beneath the surface of their seemingly primitive one. "AEGS," Thompson said, gesturing to a holographic interface, "is more advanced than any AI in Imperial space. We didn't just build it. We raised it, taught it to think creatively, to adapt. Something your rigid hierarchy would never allow." The artificial intelligence displayed its capabilities, showing how it had coordinated Earth's defense and adapted strategies in real time during the battle. White realized with growing horror that his fleet had been defeated not just by superior technology, but by superior thinking. "But why?" White asked. "Why maintain this deception? Why not join the galaxy openly?" Davis laughed. "And become another conquered world. We saw what your empire does to primitive civilizations. So we waited, we watched, we prepared. When you came, we were ready." The displays showed more: hidden bases on Mars and the Moon, automated factories in the asteroid belt, research stations in the outer solar system. Humanity had spread through their solar system in secret, building their strength while appearing vulnerable. Your empire's greatest mistake, Thompson said, wasn't underestimating our technology. It was underestimating human nature. We've spent our entire history preparing for threats, adapting to challenges, overcoming impossible odds. White finally understood. His empire had encountered thousands of alien civilizations, but none like humanity. Other races had accepted imperial rule or fought feudally against it. Humans had done something unprecedented. They had hidden their true capabilities and prepared for a fight they knew would come. What happens now? White asked quietly. Admiral Thompson's expression hardened. Now you deliver a message to your empire. Earth isn't joining your federation. We're not accepting your protection. In fact, we're offering protection to any world that wants to break free from imperial control. The message was clear. Humanity wasn't just defending itself. They were challenging the empire's very existence, and they had the technology, the innovation, and most importantly, the will to succeed. Earth was done hiding. The galaxy was about to change. 3 months after Earth's victory over the Imperial fleet, the galaxy had changed forever. The Empire's secret communications channels buzzed with news of rebellion. Inspired by Earth's victory, subjugated worlds began to rise against their oppressors. Admiral Thompson stood on the observation deck of the EDF Defiant, watching Earth's fleet prepare for its next mission. Beside her, Captain Davis studied reports from across Imperial space. Another 6 systems have declared independence, he reported. The Empire's control is crumbling faster than we expected. Below them, Earth had transformed. The hidden technology was now in the open. Quantum ships freely patrolled the skies, and humanity stepped boldly into its new role as a galactic power. High Commander White's message reached the Imperial capital, Thompson said. Their response was exactly what we predicted. They're gathering a massive fleet for a final attack. But this time, Earth was ready. The quantum defense grid had been expanded to cover the entire solar system. AEGS had evolved even further, its artificial intelligence now coordinating with resistance movements across Imperial space. In the Grand Chamber beneath Mount Everest, General Miller addressed representatives from 30 former Imperial worlds. These were the first members of the new alliance of free worlds, with Earth at its center. We offer you what the Empire never did, Miller declared. True partnership. We'll share our technology, our knowledge, our protection. But you'll remain free to govern yourselves. The alien delegates, representing species that had suffered under Imperial rule for centuries, embraced Earth's offer. One by one, they signed the Alliance Charter, creating a new power in the galaxy based on cooperation rather than conquest. On Mars, the first joint research facility opened its doors. Scientists from Earth worked alongside beings from across the galaxy, sharing knowledge and pushing the boundaries of technology even further. The rigid limitations of Imperial science were being shattered daily. The Empire's Grand Fleet has crossed the Orion Arm, Davis reported. 5,000 ships, everything they have left. Admiral Thompson nodded calmly. And how many worlds have joined the Alliance since their last report? 20 more systems. The Empire's trying to hold on to their territory, but their control is slipping. They never planned for this kind of resistance. Earth's quantum ships now patrolled trade routes across former Imperial space, protecting merchant vessels and evacuating populations that chose to rebel. The Empire's once mighty grip on the galaxy was failing against this new approach to power. In the hidden laboratories beneath the Pacific, AEGIS reported a breakthrough. New quantum shield configuration complete. The AI announced. Efficiency increased by 300%. The Empire's weapons will be even less effective. The news of Earth's continuing technological advancement spread through the galaxy. More worlds reached out secretly, asking for help in breaking free from Imperial control. Humanity's example had sparked something the Empire had never faced: hope. The Imperial fleet will reach our solar system in 2 days, Davis said. They think overwhelming numbers will make a difference this time. Thompson smiled. They still haven't learned. They think power comes from having the biggest fleet, the most weapons. They never understood that real strength comes from innovation, adaptation, and cooperation. The Alliance fleet gathered near Jupiter. Ships from Earth flew alongside vessels from newly freed worlds. Each had been upgraded with Earth's quantum technology, their crews trained in the fluid, adaptive tactics that had defeated the Empire's first attack. Send the message to all Alliance worlds, Thompson ordered. The Empire's last gasp is approaching. After this battle, the galaxy will truly be free. In the Grand Chamber, General Miller addressed the Alliance Council one final time before the battle. We didn't seek this role, he said. We prepared to defend ourselves, not to lead a revolution. But now that we have this responsibility, we will not shy away from it. As the Imperial fleet approached, Earth stood ready. Not as the primitive world the Empire had tried to conquer, but as the heart of a new galactic order. One built on freedom, cooperation, and the uniquely human traits of innovation and adaptation. The final battle was about to begin. But the real victory had already been won. The galaxy had changed, and humanity had emerged as not just a defender of freedom, but as a beacon of hope for all oppressed civilizations. Earth's message to the galaxy was clear. The age of empire was over. The age of freedom had begun.